Funky Town, Fort Worth, 817, let's hear it! Funky Town, Fort Worth, let's hear it! The last time I saw this many people in downtown Fort Worth was when we organized a day of action to demand that our city leaders stand up against State Senate Bill 4. A dehumanizing, anti-immigrant piece of legislation that gave local law enforcement the power to ask individuals their immigration status. The city of Fort Worth, a majority POC city, and the 5th largest city in Texas and one of the fastest, largest growing cities in the US because of the labor of diverse communities in the city, became the only major city in Texas not to join the lawsuit against that hateful piece of legislation. Fort Worth also lands at the bottom of the list in voter turnout, making it 49 out of the 50 largest cities in local turnout, with only 6% of our eligible voters voting and deciding who their local elected leaders are. And also reminder, elections are going on right now in Fort Worth. We still have our black and brown sisters and brothers being attacked by local police, in particular our black and brown women. So to Miss Jacqueline Craig and Dorothy Morris, you and your struggle for justice is not forgotten. So why do I mention these things? It's because our city still has a living form of Jim Crow that preserves racial injustice, and it's called the Fort Worth Way, where decisions are made behind closed doors by an exclusive few who hold power in this city and alienate, disregard, and undermine the sentiments, issues, and values of communities of color. This new Jim Crow system is perpetuated by some of our local leaders, especially those who have a close relationship with our current administration and claim that this is a welcoming city when we know that it's not. An administration that has ripped children away from their parents, strengthened the deportation machine, and further created a climate of fear and division with unapologetic, bigoted rhetoric against our most vulnerable communities. Sisters and brothers, we have an opportunity to change the course of our country by supporting and electing someone who has consistently, I say consistently, been in the front lines in the struggle for racial equality and economic equality, that treats immigrants, people of color, women, workers, our disabled sisters and brothers, and our LGBTQIA community as second-class citizens. In the 60s, Bernie was present in the struggle of racial justice and civil rights. In the early 2000s, Bernie flew down to Immokalee and learned firsthand the problems and challenges faced by Florida farm workers and fought for their rights and their dignity. Bernie has fought against employment discrimination, stood up against unnecessary wars, called for the end of the war of drugs and also for private prisons, fought for healthcare reform, stood with workers. So to me, it's not about what you tell me, but where you've been at. Were you in the comfortable middle, or were you in the trenches like Senator Bernie Sanders has been? But the most important thing that I have gotten from Bernie was that this campaign, this fight, it's not about him, it's about us. So it will take a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multi-faith movement of all people to create the change needed for this city and for this country. I stand with Bernie because he acknowledges that this fight is for my family, my neighbors, my city, and every single one of us in this crowd today. We have to work collectively to advocate for justice here locally and also support someone who will without a doubt be our voice in DC. So we're about to turn it up. We're about to make some noise. I'm about to make every single one of y'all chant and make sure that we get ready and we make sure that there's some energy behind Bernie Sanders. So, we're gonna do a practice run. When I say viva something, you're gonna say viva. Has anybody done that, Jim, before? So, for instance, if I say viva United Fort Worth, you say viva. That's it. Bet. Viva healthcare for all. Viva! Viva the fight for women's rights. Viva! Viva the fight for LGBTQ equality. Viva! Viva for criminal justice reform. Viva! Viva for comprehensive immigration reform. Viva! Viva for college for all. Viva! Viva for the fight for public education and teachers. Viva! Viva for racial justice. Viva! And viva for the only candidate that through the years has been consistent enough to prove that he will fully be committed to the execution of all these issues that impact all of our sisters and brothers in this country that we call home. So viva Bernie Sanders! Viva! Viva Bernie Sanders! Viva!